Hey guys, today I'm going to tell you how to play entry fragger. I don't actually like to play entry fragger support and lurker. It's more like I like to have a team where I just play rifle and then everyone knows how to play the three main roles as a rifler. But basically I'm just going over how you play entry fragger. Maybe support and lurker can come after. So what is an entry fragger? Well, mostly you associate the entry fragger with the guy who goes first in on a site. So if you make an A execute, like so, you have three guys up here. You have the one guy there, and here, and then you have a guy here, and maybe a guy at palace. Then this guy is probably the entry fragger. Then you have a flash up here, and maybe a flash, lamp flash, and then you can go in on that. So a common mistake of who thinks what an entry fragger is the guy who gets the most amount of kills, which is not correct. Obviously, the guy needs to be have a good aim, but that's not his main role. His main role is not to get kills. His main role is to create space for his team, and communication is one of the vital parts of being an entry fragger. So if you go out and maybe just stay here and fight a guy on default, or stay here and fight a guy on CT, and maybe you get the kill. Let's just say you get the kill. That's fine. You get the kill, but you have no space. Now they have a rotation. Now they're rotated. They have a flash over here, and they only need to worry about this place. Fuck fellas. They only need to worry about this place. You can't be on site. You can't be sandwich. Maybe you can be palace, but that's basically it. So you haven't made space for your team. So would it be a good idea to just run out and do this? No, it wouldn't be a good idea. Maybe you have made space, but you have made unnecessary space. You also have to be aware that you need to be traded. As an entry fragger, you always have to be traded as for your support players. And you need to make yourself come in a situation where you can be traded. So, as an entry fragger, you need to make space, but not unnecessary space. So, if you want to do this, be an entry fragger, a good idea could be going out here and clear under and clear on side. Your mates, maybe one of your guys just go with you, and then the other guys can go over here. Then you have all of this now, instead of just this. You see a guy default, or you see a guy CT, okay, that's probably the A anchor, and the other guy is probably connector. Okay, fine, you can focus on him. Then you don't even need to peek this. You can just focus on him, but you don't have to stay here and fight. Maybe go out here, and then go in. And if there's a CT guy, maybe throw a flash, go over here, and go in. Something like that. It doesn't need to be that, but something like that. So as an entry fragger here, you have made space for your team, and they can still trade you, but you haven't made unnecessary space to just go up here in the first 5 seconds. So the support player can still follow you, he can still trade you, he can still throw flashes if you're in trouble, he can still throw smokes if you're in trouble, you can still throw a Molotov if you see a guy and you need to kill him, something like that. Obviously, the guy needs to be a good rifler, so if he goes out and kills this guy, he can easily just run on site, because now he have made space over here, and there's probably not another guy, so he can just go out here. So that's fine. And obviously, as I say, he needs to have a good good aim, because if he is here and he has a fight with a guy who stands there, but he dies, he still hasn't made the space. But if he kills this guy, he still makes space for his team. So basically, as an entry fragger, you have to be versatile, you have to make space for your team, you have to always be in a trade potential. Mostly the entry figure is the guy with the best aim on the team. You have the support players who throws utility. You have the lurk player whose objective is to go behind players and stuff like that. So that's what they are good at: nades and timings. The entry figure is good at aim. And then you have the IGL, who is basically the strat guy, who doesn't need to aim. And then you have your player, who doesn't have an AK, obviously. So the entry fragger can also, if you don't make an execute, he also can try to get the first entry frag in the round. But obviously it's more AWP role, but the entry fragger needs to be good at that as well. So he needs to be good at calling a setup with the support players. Maybe he just says, throw me a lamp, I have a read. Okay. And then just go out and kill a guy and then go back. Now it's a 5v4 and you have made the entry frag. He also needs to be good at that. That's what a good entry fragger is. So yeah, he needs to have a good aim, as I said before, because he needs to get the first kill in the match. If the AWP can't do that, and he needs to know how to make room for his mates. As I said before, he also needs to have good communication, because if he just goes out and he gets killed here, let's just say he gets killed from a guy default, and he just like, oh, a guy default, then the support player has no information and he doesn't know how to trade you, and maybe he's gonna get killed also if you can't communicate. So the entry frag also have to communicate correctly. And that is basically also what I said before, as he needs to tell his mates what they need to do to support him. So if he, for example, gets a front spawn to mid, he needs to communicate to his mate that he need a top mid smoke and top mid smoke and a, let's say, window smoke, and 2 flashes into connector. He needs to be a good communicator to say that, so he can, for example, go out mid like this, flashes, and go in here, jump out window, and sneak through the smoke. Or go down here, flash, bang, bang, and go into connector and get a kill, and then run out. That's also a good thing, but he needs to be good enough to communicate to his team what they need to do for him to do this. Yes. So that's what an entry fragger holds. It's not exactly the guy who just gets the number of killers. It doesn't mean that he's the one who needs to get 30 plus kills every single time. But like, if you see Dupree is a good entry fragger when he played for Estars. It was not because he killed a lot of guys. He did. He was very good, but it was because his communication to his team. And if you see, every single time he went on a side, he made space for his team. That is why he was such a good entry fragger. And because Estars were so good, because they had also 2 fantastic support players like SaMsInG and Magisk. And that's how they won. So yeah, make a lot of space for your team and be tradable. Then you have the combination to be a good entry fragger. Thank you for watching.